since now you're here in Taiwan, can you tell us about Taiwan's future?
Taiwan's future. Right. So basically, Taiwan, I studied the astrological charts of Taiwan, and one thing is very clear to me. The national identity of Taiwan will never cease to exist. It will always remain. No matter what external threat happens, I do believe that Taiwan will forever stay an independent and powerful place. Even if the administration is taken over, the soul of Taiwan will remain, and the authenticity of Taiwan will remain. So that's for sure. But after 2025, we see some fundamental problematic changes for Taiwan. So that is a slight concern after March of 2025.
Fundamental change.
Yes, a fundamental change. There could be some sort of an attack or some sort of a conflict in the South China Sea which might affect Taiwan.
South China Sea, that will affect Taiwan.
Taiwan, that's right. That's
really?
right. Yes.
Recently, you also mentioned about Taiwan economics in 2025.
Yes.
But it was very vague to me.
Vague,
because
exactly.
I still don't get you. That's good or bad?
Yes.
It will be good or bad?
So at that time, I was appearing for a press conference on the Asia Blockchain Summit when I was suddenly asked a question about the TSMC. So yeah, I would say good, to a large extent good, but after March, it is a little bit problematic. So it can be problematic after March of 2025. Before that, it is okay. And after that, I see some problems. Definitely, I see some problems after March of 2025. So need to be careful. Although it is not yet very, very clear.
Let me ask you directly. Will China invade Taiwan by force?
That is possible between 2028 and 2031. That is possible.
Wow.
Yes, but Taiwan, there is a possibility. However, I would like to say that the Taiwanese people need not be afraid at this moment, and I'm sure that the Taiwanese people will fight for their sovereignty, and Taiwan is the beacon of light and democracy in the world, so it must remain, and it will remain. So,
but now you're saying that, will that change like in few years?
A few years down the line, will I change my
situation,
prediction?
the result, the future, will that change?
If the people of Taiwan come together and they do something for their country and they establish peace as well as strength and security, I'm very sure that they can avoid a full-scale invasion. It's very possible. But that time frame is very critical, and we have to be really, really careful in that period, 2028 to 2032. I don't know exactly what will happen during that time frame, but I can definitely tell you that it's a very volatile period, and the South China Sea is going to be a theater of problems, especially Taiwan is going to be at the center of it.
You are able to predict many things. So in what situation you would not share what you see, what you predict? In what situation?
Most of the time I will share whatever I have as information.
You would?
I will, always.
Are there any cases you would not, you just keep it as secret in your mind?
Sometimes when it may affect the person's mental health, then I avoid making such predictions. When it affects people's mental health, so I avoid making such predictions. So unless say it is absolutely important to know it, I avoid making predictions which can harm people's mental health.
Taiwan's pride, TSMC.
Yes.
And what will TSMC's future development be like?
I think it will be very good after 2026. 2025, there is going to be some problem in between, which we have to be a little bit careful about. But overall, TSMC will continue to be a very valuable company. And I see more development in the next few years, especially the next 20 years are very, very important. However, around the world, other countries also will try to replicate TSMC. Although they may not be as successful as Taiwan, there will be some competition.
Can you make a daring prediction that who will be the next US president? Donald Trump or Kamala Harris? Which one?
While it's very difficult to say, the reason is I had explained yesterday in another interview that elections basically have multiple dynamics. When I'm predicting a war, for example, I've predicted several events with accuracy, but when it comes to an election, the number of dynamics are huge, and we don't have their birth details. I don't have the birth details of Donald Trump, I don't have the birth details of Kamala Harris, so it's very difficult to make it. But still, based on certain other charts, I can say that the Republican Party seems to be very much likely to come to power. And I have not yet made a detailed analysis of this, but looks like very much Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Yes, yes.
I remember today what you said. Okay.
Because I haven't yet finished an entire analysis of this. Yeah.
And also, will the U.S. Stock market crash?
The U.S. stock market, I wouldn't say it would crash actually. 2025 seems to be a difficult year, but it wouldn't crash in the sense of a crash. It might correct a little bit, but not crash.
Bit.
Yeah. Not crash, correction.
You mentioned about the date, like
yes.
the year, the
yes.
2025.
2025, yes.
Wow, we don't have to worry about it
yes.
this year.
Exactly, we don't have to worry about it this year.
Okay.
That's right.
I see you bring your notebook here.
Yes.
Would you like to demo, show us how you make predictions?
Of course,
like
of course.
We choose a topic.
Yes, let's choose a topic.
What to choose? Anyone to
I can
suggest?
show you how I predict global conflict, especially, or you can also choose any topic. Yeah.
Show
how I predicted global conflict. So, say the Russia-Ukraine war or the Israel-Hamas situation. I can show you that, or if you have any other topic also, you can let me know.
As you
sure.
wish.
Thank you. Yes. You ready?
So we can calculate by computer.
Yes. Of course we can. Without this, it'll be difficult. We can calculate even without a computer, but that will be very difficult. It takes at least 3 hours.
Who wrote the
software program?
Who wrote the program?
So the Stellarium organization, they made a wonderful program for anyone who is keen in astronomy or astrology. Any one of these two subjects, I would recommend using Stellarium. It is a very good non-profit application, which is useful.
What's the result show?
I can show you just a moment. So let me just open up these two files.
Okay.
So astrology can be used to combat risks and challenges that come in the course of any country, any individual, and even businesses. For example, we're now showing you how astrology can be used to combat problems with, say, terrorism, for example. So recently I made a prediction 4 days before the Israel-Hamas war, saying that there will be a major terrorist attack near the Middle East region. So this was my prediction around 3 days before the 7th of October. I published the video on the 4th of October. So at that time I noticed this combination which was present in the skies, and it was very, very similar to the combination that we had during 9/11. So because the same combinations were there, here we have Mars here, and Mars was located in a similar section of the sky as it was located during October of last year. So I checked these two, I went through the data and I looked at them in detail, and there are ancient scriptures related to this subject. It's not just my imagination, but there are sages who have written this in detail in the last 5,000 years, in very detailed long scriptures of 5,000 or 10,000 verses each. So I've read those scriptures, and based on whatever is there, the information available in those scriptures, I make predictions using data science, scriptural knowledge, and intuition. So I combined all of that day, and I went through this data and I saw a similar combination in 9/11 that happened, a terrorist attack on the United States, and October of 2023. So that's when I was very certain that a similar thing would happen. And I immediately went and made a video on YouTube saying that there will be a severe attack or a terrorist attack to the world. I will share with you the video clippings later on. You can watch the video, it's on YouTube also. So I used this information to predict it, and on the 7th, Hamas attacked Israel. So that's the reason why you can use astrology to understand risks before they happen, and to mitigate them also before they happen if possible. So yes.
I'm thinking different astrologers might explain differently.
Yes. So different these things are
the same situation.
Yes.
Another person might explain different from you.
Exactly. So let me just put this in a way. We have Mars that is impacting Jupiter and Rahu and Ketu in a specific location in the sky. So this is something we all will interpret in the same way. If you go to European astrology or say Roman astrology or Greek astrology, Mars is violent. Come to India, Vedic astrology, Mars is violence or anger. And if you come to Chinese astrology also, you will see that Mars has a negative or angry related influence if it is posited negatively. Everyone will interpret the same way, but it depends on how you interpret at the right time, in the right place, with the right frame of mind. So I think if anyone saw this properly, they would have interpreted it the same way that I did.